Hey everybody, so this is pretty much it. I've got just this top row of buildings here on the back to fiber up, and that is it for the fiber at long last. The bench became a total mess of fiber optics as well as the floor. The stuff gets everywhere. The one thing I am glad about is that all this, or most of it, came from a fiber optic toy that cost me $1. So I've got no worries about if much of it gets thrown away. So this side came out pretty well as far as the lights go. I've started patching up a couple places with styrene sheet, and there's more to do of that. Whatever I can't styrene will be basically puttied over. So initially I was certainly hoping that the magnets would hold this together nice and tight. However, something like this clearly shows that there's really no other way except to glue it all down. So a little disappointing, but the object of this build was to experiment and learn. There's a 3-footer out there, Star Destroyer, that I think I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, and this was essentially practice for that. So I picked up a lot of good techniques, learned a lot of good things, and got some really great insight into how I'll attack that one once I can actually afford to buy it. So overall, I stuck a few more strands in here and there just to fill everything up. Of the 600 or so holes, there are definitely not 600 pieces of fiber. So once I actually get this sealed up and painted, I may re-drill a few holes and stick just a couple fibers in there, because clearly that will work. Some of these old fibers here, like in here, might be just too messed up to keep, so they may have to be replaced. And in that case, I'd probably just dip a little piece in white glue and then stick it in. We'll see how that goes when and if I get to it. So all the parts are glued down that are getting glued down. This of course will remain open, and I'm heading out to the store now to go and pick up some railroad track. I'm hoping I'll be able to use that as the power connectors. I don't think I did anything more on the bottom here, but let's take a look anyway. Yeah, so I put this one extra piece of fiber in there, a couple in there. Tried to fill out a few more pieces over here with some fiber. And that was it for down on this side. So I gotta head out the door and go and get some brass rail for this. It's definitely gonna work out. Let me take a quick inside shot, and that'll be it. So stranding all this up to the 3 individual lights was definitely an achievement. The whole thing turned into a bird's nest, so this definitely taught me the value of having an initial layout in mind. And doing some more research, I found some other people have lit the 3-footer, and they've got some pretty good ideas for how to segregate all the lighting, and I'll definitely incorporate that methodology into that build when and if I can afford it. Or when I can afford it, rather. I definitely want to get one. So that is that. See ya in a little bit.